What's going on, everybody? I got my LS3 out of the Camaro. Next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a plate that goes along and bolts to the head and ultimately gives me a place on each side of the motor to lift from. I'm not really cool with just putting a bolt right in here and lifting from just one bolt location because it's an aluminum head, and the last thing I want to do is screw up that remarkably expensive CNC ported head. So I'm going to make a great big bracket. I'll show you how I do it. Alright, first things first, I'm going to cut some stock in my bandsaw, 1/4 inch thick stock. After that, you can see here that I'm clamping the existing pieces up to a header. From there, all I'm doing is just running a bit through the existing holes through the header to mark the pieces. You can see here in this shot how I've used the header as a template to mark all of the holes. From there, I drilled out all of the holes in my drill press. Just to give all the holes a nice finish, I went over them with a little bit larger bit on the outside. Next, I just took some giant old nuts and set them in place, and you can see here in this shot that I'm welding those things to those plates. And you can see here after I welded them, I hit them with the sandblaster to clean them up so I could powder coat them. So at the powder coating stage, I ran into a little bit of trouble. Check out this next shot. Alright, I went ahead and used my Eastwood powder coating kit to powder coat my parts, and you can see here that my powder is not wanting to stick to the welds for some reason. I don't understand it, but I just can't seem to make it stick to the weld. I put a buffer in between my wire and this piece so that I was only energizing my workpiece, and I even went as far as to put my clamp directly on a part on the corner where I had removed a little powder, and it's just not working. For some reason, that powder does not want to stick to a weld, or at least some parts of it. If anybody knows why, comment down below and tell me. Alright, so check it out. My parts came out pretty good, even though there's a little bit of powder missing from some of the welds there. Not that I really care. These things are just kind of going to be thrown away once the whole project is over, or given away. But I did screw something up. So I took my pieces here, and I test fit them to my foam PA or block, right? And, you know, what I didn't realize was that I shouldn't have test fit the things to the foam PA or block, because that PA or block has no head bolts, no sensors, no spark plugs, no nothing to get in the way. And so you can see here that that piece has yet to be modified. I had to come back in here and grind all of these notches into this thing to actually go around, you know, the spark plugs and everything in the world. Not to mention that, turns out I screwed up even more. I welded the nuts to the wrong damn side of the plates so that these two bolt holes did not line up, hence why you'd notice here that I have elongated one of those bolt holes so I can put another bolt in the middle. So to say that this didn't go as planned because I didn't mock it up is absolutely correct. Alright, there's my finished product. Now have good spots to lift from right off the motor. Just attach chains right to those great big nuts welded to that plate, and should be perfect for lifting the motor. Well, between all of the notches that I didn't do before powder coating, as well as drilling the holes, you know, and then welding the nuts on the wrong side, I screwed this up about as good as you could, but at the end of the day, the parts are still usable. It's going to work fine for just serving as a lifting point for the motor. So, you know, I'm happy with it in the respect that it's going to work. If you guys want to watch me build the rest of Project Redline, the 67 Nova, hit subscribe. Thumbs up if you enjoy this stuff. Comment down below. Tell me what I'm screwing up, what I'm not. I know a bunch of it already. Oh, I'm trying. Y'all have a good weekend. Happy Easter.